Welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina, Bank of America Stadium, as a couple teams square off in a game that is often filled with hijinks and fun. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. Weeks of additional practice and prep for bowl games not only can set the tone for what we're going to see in this game, but for what might be in store next season as well. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the LSU Tigers, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. And he muffs it. It's loose. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The LSU Tigers offense will get the first possession of the game. And all eyes will be on this man because he is electrifying every time he touches the ball.
I mean, so much fun to watch. Can hit home runs, can make big plays. Everything in this offense starts with that grown man.
What I really like about him, too, is he's versatile, right? He can carry the rock, he can catch the football, he's good at blocking. This guy stays on the field for a reason.
David, given the fact that you are a devoted helmet head, I'm not sure that you're aware there are a lot of other festivities around the bowl game. Did you ever experience any of that?
Of course I'm a helmet head. Yeah, spot on. Agree with that. But here's the thing. We did a meat-eating contest at the Outback Bowl my senior year. Which squad could eat more steak from Outback? It was absolutely amazing. So I experienced that in all of its glory.
On third down, going up top. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down.
Yeah, and I like the shot, the aggressive play down the field. We like throwing those jump balls up to my receiver because usually the receiver makes the play and makes the defender look bad. Nice job by the defender getting a hand on it, tipping that ball away from the wide receiver.
Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. So the Michigan Wolverines offense will try to get something going with their first possession. One thing to keep an eye on in this game, when they get a back isolated on a linebacker, who wins that matchup?
Quarterback likes the matchup, but this linebacker, he's different, man. Not only is he a hitter, he's got the athleticism to cover people, too.
Normally you say that's a win for the running back. The running back on a linebacker, I win. But this guy is different. Interested to watch this matchup.
Now on second down. Looking downfield, it's Warren. Fires to the middle. And that one had some juice on it, but it's incomplete. Sometimes a quarterback just needs to turn the ball loose. It was like he tried to guide that one in, and it disrupted the timing.
Yeah, and just like in basketball, when you shoot a shot and you start trying to aim it, you really...
And it's caught inside the 20. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Now from inside the red zone. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. Well, guys, bowl season is here. Always fun to get these non-traditional matchups that you don't see regularly. What do you guys remember about playing in a bowl?
I think you remember all the moments throughout the season and throughout your career, and then it's the last time that you ever get these group of individuals together. You say goodbye to so many people, and it's kind of bittersweet, but always fun, Jesse, to dance with your boys one last time. But another thing, too, I love the swag bags, personally. I love getting the gifts.
Yeah, I mean, to me, David, really, it was thinking about the tradition and history of these bowl games. I think that's one of the best.
What a snag by the defense. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board. You still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on out. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But you got to do a great job gang tackling him, because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
And you just don't expect your junior quarterback to get fooled and to throw it into double coverage like that.
I'll tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
They're trying to get to it.
Well, the defense has the opponent backed up in their own end, and they are pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback. You see the athleticism and the speed they have up front as they're able to notch that sack.
Snap to the up man. It's a fake. They weren't fooled for a minute. He is nowhere close to the first down, and they'll turn it over. How about that return? He may not get credit for a touchdown, but if they can pay it off, that score set up by the return man. And it's caught! Touchdown, Wolverines! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the run from inside his 25. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. He'll start this drive firing. And that pass is intercepted. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
Great job by the safety. You see safeties back in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, understanding where he's throwing the football. Great break, great interception.
Couldn't order better field position for this offense. Looking to move it through the air. Unloads to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. The play action fake. Coming after it. And they knocked him down almost immediately.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
Throws to the wideout. And this is going to be incomplete on third down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback. And they're
lined up for a fake it, and the kicker's looking to pass. And they thought they could pull off the surprise. Well, the surprise was on them. A stop. You want to be bold and daring, but sometimes you got to know when to just take the three. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Stopped at the 47-yard line, a 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. They'll snap it from the 47 on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. And they got him. He'll get him down for the sack. A first down sack can wreck a drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Back to throw, it's Nussmeier trying to get to it. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one, and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
LSU will bring the punt team on the field, and they're going to try it again. It's another fake. Oh, they are all over him. That never had a chance, and the fake blows up in their face. First down here for the offense. They go to the ground. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. He's going to pass. He's taking the shot. And he intercepts it. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Running back searching for a hole. Into a mass of giant bodies. We'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
Pressure coming. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. They couldn't connect on 2nd down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. He makes the catch. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's 1st down at the 38. Simple call, excellent execution, moves the sticks on 3rd down.
These QBs and receivers, man, they run this route in practice thousands of times. So it's nice to see them come out here and execute it in game conditions. Great job with the timing. Great job with the depth in the route. Nice.
And LSU starting to get that passing attack cranked up.
And this is a unit that typically LSU is as good as they are at quarterback. We know they're going to be physical. We know they got athletes all over the field. But when they get really good quarterback play, those teams are really special.
We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the 2nd quarter. Got a little work done on 1st down, now back to the line. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Playing defensive back to me is one of the hardest things to do. sports. You've got to be able to run with a world-class athlete who knows where he's going. You have no idea. You can't interfere with him. You can't.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Trying to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel in the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
Got out of trouble, got rid of it. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
You know, it's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the...
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. And there he is again, another sack, channeling his inner Aiden Hutchinson against Penn State.
And that is high praise when you start comparing somebody to Aiden Hutchinson. Michigan, year after year, they find these dudes, man. The guys that will get after the quarterback. Hey, let's go, big fella. Let's go for that record.
Offense will take that. Free 5 yards every time. Bad discipline by the defense.
That penalty helps some, but it's still third and long. To the air, it's Nussmeier. He's got it. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
And they sniff that draw out. They're drawing you, and you're going to have to sell that pass like you're going to throw the ball down the field, but the defensive line, the defense was not biting it. You could tell they were ready for it. Came, got on the running back.
And it's picked off at the goal line. And he's brought down, and his defense gets the ball back for its own.
And defensive backs, you think, don't have good hands. The big fella shows them. How about that defensive back going up and getting the interception? Nice job breaking on the football. You say that's why you play defense, because you don't have hands? Yeah, I think they do.
Fires to the middle. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. Couldn't ask for better field position for this offense. Looking for a gap. It's Durham. Pulled down after a pickup of 5. A statement run in the red zone to the 13.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. Not a chance. Missed it. After that miss, still a 7-point game, guys. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through. He'll off one deep down the left side. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking for a man. It's Warren. Feeling some heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Hauls it in on the right.
It's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
Got his man. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. We talk a lot about Michigan building its offense around the running game, but they've always had an effective quarterback who can make plays down the field.
And I think some people here
And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. Offense set on first down. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Grabs it in the middle. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. And they'll come to the line with less than a yard to go. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. Caught close to the marker, it's Daniels.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a run.
A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's looking to throw it. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. After they couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Nussmeier. Oh, so close to paying off the tip drill. He had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete.
Defense doing a great job watching the quarterback's eyes and breaking on the ball. They already have 2 picks in the game, and they swat that one away. They are doing an awesome job in coverage.
Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
And he throws yet another interception. Does he know which colored jerseys they're wearing? And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Tigers! This time it's the defense finding ways to put points on the board.
There is nothing better than being a defender. Seeing that ball in the end zone, your eyes get big as saucers, go, jump on that puppy, secure it, get you a touchdown.
Ready to try the point after. They'll go to the air. The fake, and he wants to throw. And they get him down. So they got the touchdown now, going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. From inside his own 15, looking for room. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might... And that ball is picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. He looked as if he thought he had it all the way, and this junior makes a play.
He's just Johnny on the spot. That now his second interception of the game, doing a great job reading the quarterback's eyes, and he's just been in the right place at the right time making plays.
The quick out. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
Quarterback empties his backfield. To the air, it's Nussmeier. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. Trying to pick up a first down. Out of the shotgun on third down. Grab near the marker is Anderson. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
And the defense brought the blitz on third down, trying to see if they could rattle the quarterback. But how about the poise? He knew where his answer was. He didn't panic or freak out. He just went through his progressions, picked up the first, and we got a fresh set of downs.
And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Reese, we figured we might get a Duke's Mayo Bowl that would have social media buzzing for a variety of reasons. And through 2 quarters of football, that is the case. And it's been a battle of wills between these two teams through 2 quarters. Bend but don't break. They've managed to neutralize the explosive playmakers on each side by shutting down passing windows and providing tight coverage. Forget the Jimmies and Joes. This second half could really be about the X's and O's.
Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
Well, they're trying to pounce on their opponent with the lead in the second half, trying to steal a possession, but give the return team credit. They may not have been set up perfectly for that onside kick, but they're Johnny on the spot, and now their offense is licking their chops, hoping to go down and score.
And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. What a nice job just finding a spot downfield and lofting it in there perfect.
And you see quarterbacks and receivers do that all the time, right? All summer, throwing the ball in air, throwing the ball in air. Why? Because I know exactly where he's going to be right when I get my back foot in the ground to throw the football. You can tell he knew exactly how much touch to put on that ball to make a big play down the field.
Off the bootleg and rolling out. Getting some heat. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Well, they're able to get the negative play, great individual effort. I know LSU's defense always goes by DBU, but they've had some big-time players up front on that D-line, too. You think recently, guys like Marcus Spears, Glenn Dorsey, Kiki.
And it's picked off. Takes it the other way. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Well, the defense was expecting pass on that one, 3rd and long. They dial up the perfect coverage and a great job in the back end, reading and reacting to the quarterback when the ball was in the air, coming away with a massive interception.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those.
All kinds of running room. He's at the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And that one will give them the lead.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here.
Underneath toasted coverage, got it deep downfield. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking for a man. It's Warren. Throws to the tight end. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
And back to the air on second down. He's going for the big play. And he makes the grab and gets the foot down. What a job for a huge gain there.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to...
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. The Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Into the end zone. Oh, picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
When you get in the red area, as a quarterback, you got to be dialed in. You got to be really sharp, really crisp. You have to play with great timing. The field is so shrunk. Everybody's got such a little area to cover. Fitting in tight windows is tough to do, and he failed on that play right there.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming.
Well, it was a good throw, it was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
After the misfire now on second down. Fires to the wideout. And he's lucky to get that one back. This junior quarterback knows better than to try that too often.
I think the quarterback's got to do a better job with his eyes, guys. He's already been picked off twice in this game, and that one got swatted away. He's telegraphing where he's throwing the football, and it's making life really hard on him.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
3 straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Touchdown, Michigan! How about that D coming up with a play like that?
Yeah, how about that, man? 4th down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board.
Trying to get it away, and he cannot. The quarterback is sacked, and so is the 2-point conversion attempt. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterback.
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Well, if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks, that's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response, just a sack party.
Now the defense will try to keep them on this end on 3rd and short from the 21. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Another Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Touchdown, Wolverines! And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. Good defenses stop you from scoring. Great ones score themselves, and LSU has done that so well over the years.
Yeah, and it's about guys who are playmakers. It's about guys who can lock up on the outside, and LSU recruits them, they develop them, and so many guys you see at the highest level doing it, and this is why, because they come to LSU and become stars.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. The defensive back staying in phase and batting it away.
You see it in football all the time, right? I get a matchup on the outside. You want to try to play man coverage? I'm going to let my wide receiver try to go up and make a play. A lot of times the wide receiver wins.
And his 5th interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25. Well, this is just the type of field position this offense wants. Looking to go up top on first down. Nearly another interception. It'll be second down.
We've seen a lot of good hands in the back end of this defense in this game. They've got multiple interceptions. That was not a good example, though. That should have been another one, but they say people play defense for a reason.
This time it's complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Dropping back, it's Warren. Buys a little time. And he gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. And the offense sprung a big-time leak, and the quarterback went down.
When you're throwing the football, you're trying to stop the best athletes in the world from getting to your quarterback.
And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Have a day, young fella. 2 interceptions already? That's 3, 4, 5, 6 games for some people. A hot start, catching the football. He's acting like he's playing wide receiver out there. I might think about trying a different DB.
Snagged in the middle. It's Lacey. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Just about any LSU offense will make you hold your breath when they play pitch and catch.
Yeah, just such elite playmakers usually.
And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. Fast, physical, and disruptive, Michigan has a rich and storied history of guys up front who can make life miserable for a quarterback.
Just dudes. I mean, guys that win matchups. Guys that, you know, if it's going to be a pass rush on the outside, one-on-one on a tackle, they can go get him at the defensive end spot. We can mention names, and Hutchinson recently, one of the higher picks in the NFL draft, but always guys that play the same way.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
This defense is heating up. They got an interception in the last possession. You could tell breaking on the football really, really well, seeing where the quarterback's throwing it, going to try to get it. Got another hand on it, almost had another interception.
On 4th down, looking to pass. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
Man, that is just a great job on defense there on 4th down, making a play on the ball in the air. Everybody had their eyes on the quarterback, but having great timing, swatting the ball.
And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Dude, 2 drives, 2 INTs. I don't know who the backup quarterback is, but I might start thinking about doing something. But goodness gracious, keep turning the football over. Can't do it. Can't put your defense in a bad spot time after time.
And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains. Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Throws for the tight end. Makes the grab. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
When I have all that speed on the field, I got to find a favorable matchup. They're all across the board. Which guy do I know can win?
And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. Not much on that return, but I think they'll let him slide after making that pick, and they'll have it at the 20. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Klein. They make the tackle, but not before he finishes off this 3rd period with a big play. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on 1st down from the 44. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the quarterback is snowed under.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
Unloads to the wideout. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed.
Let's go. Talk about leaving the door open. Yes, please. You think they might run the clock out, run the football consistently? No, sir. They put it in the air. We forced the interception. Great job by the defense. When they needed it the most, they came through.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Anderson. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down.
Well, no question. They've got to score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion here. But that's a good start to this 2-minute drive. You always want to get it going. You want to get that momentum going, put the defense on their heels. They accomplished that with the last throw.
Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
This is just so demoralizing. You want to talk about taking a game over. That's what this defense is doing right now. They are just winning in the trenches. They're easily the more athletic and more physical unit up front, dominating this O-line.
Going for the big play. Snags it on the right. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he got loose, it was all over.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Looking downfield, it's Nussmeier. And he drops it, just took his eye off of it at the last minute. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Looking for an alley from inside his own 20. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. Wide receiver shows motion. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And the Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Well, what that punt lacked in height, it made up for by being short. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. This is a game of swings and momentum and a great opportunity here after scoring on the last drive, getting a stop, and now you have the football back.
They're playing well right now in all three phases, and they're complementing each other. So now, David, it's up to the offense here. It's up to this quarterback to lead this offense down the field to get a score.
Yeah, and to stay aggressive, to understand we've had success, we got this going the right way. Now I don't need to change anything. Go back to your go-to plays. That's now got you some momentum back in your favor.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Caught in the backfield. It's Durham. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
Release to the back. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
It's complete. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
Yeah, you throw a little hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion, nice catch.
They're going to throw it again. Good quickness to grab it off the deflection. Touchdown, Tigers! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, and a nice job in the 4th quarter making plays, and a nice job being on the same page. QB, receiver. You could tell he broke with the football. He caught it in stride, gets into the end zone. Nice pitch and catch right there. Nice chemistry by the QB and wide receiver.
And the extra point is good, and the lead is 5 here in the 4th. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. They'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Yeah, that was a good play on the ball, getting his hand up, and getting the tip, get the deflection. Ball bounces up in the air, falls to the ground, incomplete pass.
To throw, it's Warren. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
That is a tremendous job by the defender on that play, because when the ball was thrown, his head was turned around. He was watching the receiver, quickly spun the head, turned his shoulder, located the ball.
Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Well, that's another completion. This quarterback's on fire. I get it. He's thrown for over 200 yards in this game, but it's because he's got people helping him out. How about that incredible job diving out, stretching out, and hauling that pass in? Quarterbacks love it when they don't have to be perfect every time they throw the football. And this group of receivers, they are helping out their QB1.
He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Got it! Touchdown, Michigan! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
Forget about those tight ends, right? They come up and they block most of the time, and a lot of time near the line of scrimmage, and then occasionally off.
And the defense on him, and he will go down. Sacked on the 2-point try. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the pass is intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Great job by the defense, not closing the door completely, but stopping the momentum late in the game when we already got a lead. Nice job, D.
The offense starts with a short field. They run the reverse. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
What great discipline showed by the defense. When your job's contained, you're supposed to contain the football, not let your eyes deceive you. Ball starts to go away. Your job is to still contain the backside. Great job staying disciplined. Great win for the defense.
And a decent game there before the defense makes the stop.
And not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to run the football. I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead late in the fourth quarter, inside of a minute. I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
That is going to drive this defensive coordinator. It's a lot of DCs. They focus a ton of energy on how their unit performs on third down and in the red zone. If this defense gives up a couple more third down conversions like that, they're going to be in for a very unpleasant film session on Monday.
He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. He just never got started going forward. A huge loss of 8 on the play.
Now listen, the defense won that play. As an offense here, the key, David, you can't go back-to-back negative plays. You got to be smart with the football here. Looks like you're going to have to throw it. You just can't force it. You got to make sure you're playing with that clock in your head. You can't take a sack.
And I think this is a situation where I spread you out. I get more speed on the field. I make the defense declare. I see what they're in, but I'm...
It's a fake. It's a fake. The kicker wants to throw it. Jumped on top of the pile. Boy, you look smart when it works out, but when it goes awry, you are left to second-guess yourself. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. He'll come out throwing on first down. It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
You can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up, and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.